welcome back to my Practically Imperfect Life. I am so excited for today's video because I love Christmas. I love decorating for Christmas. It's just one of those things that brings me so much joy. And I just completely transform my whole house during the Christmas season. I just love that feeling of all of these festive things being up. We entertain a lot of people throughout the holiday season. And so it's just nice to have all of these beautiful things set up and around when we are having guests over. Now, I am not a professional decorator, but I do love to watch different decorating videos and get ideas on ways that I can, take things up a notch, but do so on the budget that I have set for myself. So I've done a lot of DIYs this year in order to create different looks, and I'll share those with you as I take you through the home. Now, I did try to keep the theme, at least in our living room, dining room, somewhat cohesive because that's one big open area, but I'm not one of those who's married to doing one theme throughout the entire house. I just have too many different things that I want to try to work in. So you'll notice that in our kitchen, we have some different theme areas. And then our homeschool room, of course, we do decorate for Christmas, and that's really kind of our casual family area. But let's just jump right on and get started. I'll show you here around the living room. I'm obsessed with this. I love how it turned out. We have had a woodland themed Christmas tree for several years now, and I had the same thing up on this fireplace mantle for 4 years in a row, and I thought I have got to change it up this year. And I wanted to go with kind of a combination tree and reindeer theme and just keep it, just tying right in with our Christmas tree. So if we come up here, some things are things I reused. So I had these candlesticks for ages, and they're almost always out in some way with my decorations. They originally came from HomeGoods. These battery operated candles came from HomeGoods this year. So it came in a set of 5, and I'm using 4 here, and I've saved 1 to use with the outdoor decorations. But they're covered with a wax finish, so they look like real candles. They came with a remote, so I can turn them all on with that remote. It's really handy. This wooden tree came from HomeGoods this year. You can see my cats have been going after the ropes already. My little woodland animals, most of them came from Joann Fabrics. My daughter likes to pick these out every year. She just thinks that they are adorable. I got this adorable hedgehog. I mean, isn't that just the cutest thing? And then this little bear and this little reindeer both came from HomeGoods this year. Now, my daughter was with me when I was shopping, and she said, well, they need a sled. And we found this one. It's got these really pretty little carvings in it. And I thought it was just a cute little display for the floor there. Same stockings we've had for years, but this year I was trying this asymmetrical look. And I really played around with these garlands a lot here. They are kind of this feel real garland, and it is 4 garlands in all. I've just got them held up with a little bit of floral wire and teeny tiny little nails in a few spots. I thread through some fairy lights in them. They're, well, not quite fairy lights. These came from Walmart, and I'll try to find the exact ones, but because they're clear, they don't really pop out at you like the wires don't when it's not lit, but it's just enough light. And I love this asymmetrical drape look. I mean, I don't know. My husband was like, I'm not sure about this. And I'm like, no, I love it. It's staying. And then I picked up some bells from Hobby Lobby. Then up above, I have this set of sparkling trees. So I've got 3 in different sizes, and they all came from HomeGoods. These wooden ones also came from HomeGoods. And the 2 reindeer came from HomeGoods as well. I was really in love with everything HomeGoods had this year. Now these prints, I actually have 3 different ones. They're kind of that print on a canvas, and I think I got them off Temu, and I just like the vintage look. I already have this frame. It's actually got one of our family pictures behind this, so after Christmas I can just pop that out and have the picture ready to go. Some of my older faux birch branch, birch stems, and I just put them in a vase that I already had. Now, I did not get a pre-lit tree because at the time it was $200 more to get a pre-lit tree. And I'm okay with that. I have 7 strands of lights on this tree, and I did redo all of them. And you'll see some of them kind of twinkle off and on, and that's on purpose. I did replace ribbons this year. Now, what I like to do is I cut a length of the ribbon, and then I will tie a little bit of floral wire on one end, get it to a branch, loop it, tie it with more floral ribbon, loop it, and tie it with a third. It really doesn't take that long. And if you kind of follow this method of traveling down your tree with your ribbons, it creates that look of movement. It fills in a lot of large gaps. I also went in and added in these beautiful picks. Now these are actually quite large picks. They have, well, I guess you'd call them more like stems, but I just like that they add a little bit of like color pops in different places and fill things in, and again, ties in with this whole theme. But these ornaments almost all exclusively came from Hobby Lobby. Most of these really obvious like woodland themed ones. I have some that are like hand-me-downs. So, for example, ones like these were handed down from my mom. These ones, I believe, came from my mom as well. But we don't buy, brand new ornaments every year. If I spot a package of a couple, I will get them. But I just love the whole look. It's just beautiful. Makes my heart happy. Now, normally during the holidays, the coffee table's mostly empty, so people could put drinks and things like that. And I just take things like these pine cone clusters and I will put them in this jar. This jar is almost always out with something inside of it. But I had somebody send me this really cool advent calendar puzzle. Like, it's so pretty. Let me see if I can flip this over without knocking all of these out because I've got the lid on there backwards. But it is an advent puzzle. So each day you open up a box and you put together that portion of the puzzle, and it came with a huge poster showing what it's going to look like. And I love puzzles. So I have this large puzzle board, and I thought, well, we'll bring this out, and then maybe like when we're hosting for Thanksgiving, people can work on the puzzle. I love this because it's got 4 drawers you can pop out, 2 on each side. So if you are sorting pieces, you can sort them in the different slots, pop them out of the way when you want to. It's, very sturdy, but it's not terribly heavy. So I could pick this up, move this to the dining table, and then bring it back out here. And then when we're not using it, I can just kind of store it in the garage nice and easy. This is one of my DIYs that I am in love with. So I wanted to do something special with our nativity scene. So I took our end table that's normally by our couch, brought it over here, and I actually turned it sideways so the opening is hidden over there because I just didn't want like all of the stuff that's inside to be distracting. The actual nativity set is one that I inherited from my mom. I've had this for years. We had this in my house growing up for ages. And I took a old, one of those wooden crates, just turned it sideways. I had an old piece of fabric, draped that over the top and over the board here. And then I just added fluffy snow and some faux moss just to kind of create this whole look. So I've got faux moss, I've got faux Spanish moss. I took some fairy lights and I tucked them, like they're tucked, I don't know if you can see, I've got them tucked under here. So they're like illuminating the Holy Family, but then they're also under what kind of looks like clouds or snow. And then this angel that's on top, this was our tree topper when I was growing up. We had this on the tree every year. And when we moved in here, the ceilings are so low, it actually won't fit on top of the tree. So I couldn't use it, but I wanted to put it out in some way. Then I made this. I love this. This is just craft paper from the Dollar Tree. Just that brown craft paper. And then I got this print free online. I will link where I got it from if I can find it. I cut it out on my Cricut on vinyl, and funny story, I didn't have any black vinyl on hand. I couldn't believe I didn't have black, but I had black chalkboard vinyl. So this is actually chalkboard vinyl, and I can see where I actually didn't weed out that one little thing. Oh well, you can't tell. But I just put it onto the craft paper and then like curled it at top and bottom. They're actually curled and kept shut with a little paper clip. And then I used just a couple of command strips to put it on the wall. But isn't that just so pretty? I mean, okay, so hopefully the light above won't cause too much of a glare, but on our dining table, I keep it pretty simple except for when we're having like formal dinners. Like this whole table will be decked out for Thanksgiving and then again for Christmas. In fact, I did a video last year showing how I made a floral centerpiece for Christmas and kind of set the whole table up. So if you've seen that, you probably recognize these guys. These are just real lightweight deer. And again, I think these may have came from Home Goods at some point. And this table runner I've just had for ages, along with the candlesticks. They either came from Home Goods or Hobby Lobby. I don't know, cannot remember. But I just like to have a candle going at all times. And then back behind it is our china cabinet. So I talked about this in a day in the life that I added these lights in the china cabinet, and I'll come closer here and show them to you. So these lights, they have the option for you to use like a remote to change the settings. Right now I have them on all the time, but I can change them to where they're motion sensitive. So they're only gonna turn on if they sense that a person is coming close. I can have them on just at night, but I love how they illuminate these antique china sets. I inherited these from my grandmother after she passed away. And then I've added in for the holidays, these adorable bear collections. These are the cherished teddies. My mother-in-law collected these for years and years. And when she downsized her home, she wanted to hand as many of them out to family members as possible. So I have a couple of holiday ones that she was gracious enough to give to me. I really just think they're sweet. And they just add a little bit into here. And then on the top, I have attached this guy. So this used to be the center of my mantle. I used this for years. Got it at Hobby Lobby, I don't know, 10 years ago. And it's held up really, really well, but I just wanted to repurpose it. So sorry if the lighting looks really yellow. We have Edison bulbs in our dining room chandelier, so you know, it is what it is. I have 3 of these trees in total that all came from Walmart. These are a slim flocked tree. I really like them. I mean, they have, you know, a decent amount of lights on them, really easy to put up. Now you'll see that I repeated red and gold ribbon on here, but they're different ribbons from the ones you see on the main tree. And then on the top of these trees, I made my own bows, and I'll kind of show you a clip here of how it is that I created the bows for all of the different trees.
Making bows is actually pretty easy. I mean, you just need a couple of different styles of ribbon, or even just a lot of one style and some floral wire. And really, I'm just taking links and I am looping them back and forth, holding them in my hand, and then adding in one color at a time. I wrap the whole bundle together with floral wire, twist it really good so it's nice and tight, and then fluff out the different loops. And then I'll do like a decorative cut on the end. If you want to see a really great video, Laura from Garden Answer has a fabulous video on making ribbon bows.
So again, after I put on the ribbons, I just filled in with a couple of picks, just simple little red berry ones. And then this tree is all of my kind of Santa themed ornaments. Now these are ornaments that have been gifted to me or have been hand-me-downs. So like my former pastor, who's now retired, used to give us one of these ornaments to all of the church volunteers each year. These came from Pier 1, and they're just beautiful ornaments. I will always cherish these. These are so pretty. Now on this side again, same ribbon, same bow on the top, but this tree is all snowman themed with a couple of moose on here because I have all of these Christmas moose ornaments and I didn't know what to do with them. So again, just combinations of ones that I've inherited or picked up over the years. I didn't like go out and buy a whole bunch all at once, but I like the idea if you've got a ton of ornaments, or let's say you inherit a bunch of ornaments or people just keep handing them to you, you could do some mini trees or some smaller trees and just theme it out, or even just change up the theme on your tree from year to year if you wanted to. And so I just like that I have a way to display all of these different ornaments I've gotten over time in a really beautiful way. All right, you wouldn't believe how long it took me to come up with this wall decoration. So normally this wall is where the china cabinet lives, and I decided to flip-flop the china cabinet to a different wall for Christmas, and that left a bookshelf to go on this wall. Well, I didn't have enough to really fill that bookshelf and it just didn't look right. And the walkways throughout the living room, dining room just felt really narrow with everything being shifted for the trees. And I thought, well, what if we just put the bookcase in the garage and store it for the Christmas season? And this table is normally behind our sofa. So it makes a nice wide walkway here, and there's more room to go behind the couches towards the kitchen. These trees are Martha Stewart line. They are a set of 2. Those were from Home Goods this year. That's from Home Goods this year. Old family pictures. I love this picture of the kiddos. I just think they're so sweet. These are all just things I've had, I mean, forever. Like I think my mom has had that candle, I don't know, 20 years, and then she gave it to me. So we don't even ever light the actual candle. We just think it looks really pretty. And then this vase and arrangement, I got these a long time ago at a combination of Joann's and Hobby Lobby, I believe. And I just put this together. There's some floral foam in there, and I just put it together. Each year I throw like a bag over it to keep it from getting too dusty and bring it back out. And I really just love it. I love how rich and bright and golden it looks. Love it. These 3 frames were a purchase from Amazon this year. So they are just really inexpensive poster frames. Like, it's not even glass. It's like, what is that, plexiglass? And I got them because I found these on Temu. So sorry about all of the glare. I have every light in the house on right now. But again, this is just canvas that's been printed on. And I just put one in each of these. And they are being kept up with those command stickies. They're the ones that are made for frames. So it's kind of like a Velcro. So there's a piece that goes on the wall and a piece that goes on the frame. And stick them on there. So no permanent holes in the wall. Sorry, there goes the cuckoo clock. All right, so I just thought that they would look nice up on the wall as a trio. I really like that whole winter look, and it pulls in that whole idea of kind of the forest and snow and deer and trees and everything. And then down below are all of my Christmas houses. These have been something I've been collecting for a very long time. I inherited, I think, about a dozen of them initially, and then just picked up other ones that I've liked over time. Now, I don't put the bulbs in them that actually came with them. So you know how they have like the bulb and then the wire, and then you end up with a whole bunch of cords going behind them. So instead, I have tea lights in each one. I don't know if you can tell, but they are, again, tea lights that come with a remote. So I can set it to be on for a certain number of hours, or I can just click it on and leave it on, or click it off. Makes it a lot easier. I don't have to deal with cords or anything like that. So super, super simple way to light up your villages. Okay, coming into the kitchen, we do have yet another tree. And honestly, this one might be one of my favorites. I love this tree. I wanted to add a tree in the kitchen for the longest time. So this year I bit the bullet and I went and got another one of these flocked slim trees from Walmart. So the same one that's out there. And then Walmart had so many cute ornaments, and so did Hobby Lobby, like in kind of this food theme, but with like these soft kind of pastel colors. I've never done pastel colors on a tree or pink on a tree, but I just thought they are so cute. Like, I mean, like this is like foam. But isn't it pretty? I just love every single ornament. I love it. Got some pics. So this is a pic of the macaroons. Got some glass donuts. I got these kind of a soft pink berry pic. These, oh, I couldn't pass these up. Look at these beautiful poinsettias. They're kind of more of a pink, like a rose gold pink in real life. I don't know what color is coming across on the camera. And then I did pick up new ribbon to use on this tree. So this is actually 2 ribbons layered on top of each other, which is a great way to create a new look with your ribbons. So I did 2 on top of each other. Got like a thicker mesh one. And then I got this one, which again, it's more of a pink color in person. And same process that I did on all of my other trees. All right, just gonna give you one more view of this tree because I love it so much. All right, over here on the bookcase. So I was really inspired to do some gingerbread style decor this year. So I started off by going to Hobby Lobby and I bought this set of 3 paper mache houses. So it was this big house, this medium-sized house, and this little one. They were all nested together. I used just some brown craft paint to paint them kind of this deeper color. It took at least, what, two layers of paint to get it the right color. And then I went with white puffy paint and I just created designs like I was piping it with icing. And it was fun. I mean, I sat there and I was trying to think of designs to do on all of the little houses. I had so much fun with it. And then I had some wood pieces, you know, like little plain flat wood house style ones. And I just did the same thing. Painted them brown, then went over them with the puffy paint. So you can get all of this stuff at Hobby Lobby and just wait till the wood stuff's on sale for half off. I put it on here and then I thought, well, what can I fill in with that I already have? So I already had these. These came from Target, I think, last year. I had the little candle stands. I had little things like these bucket of snowballs, the little houses, the vase, old greenery. I mean, I just tried to find a mix of things that I already had. So little tiny houses there. And then I baked some gingerbread. So this is real gingerbread. Don't worry, it will stay fine throughout the holiday season. And it's the one cookie my dog doesn't like to eat, so he won't actually steal these. But I just cut out like snowflakes and little stars. And I just iced them real simple with some royal icing and interspersed them around. Got a little gingerbread boy hiding back there. Gingerbread girl hiding through there. Added in some greenery to give it a pop of color. And then this is a new purchase. I got this at the nursery where I get all of my Christmas greenery. I just thought that that was a cool pop of color too. So, I mean, I really only bought the paper mache houses and then like the puffy paint. I had craft paint. I had the other wood pieces. It was so fun to do. I mean, if you'd like to do something that's kind of gingerbread inspired, it's a really inexpensive way to do it. And then just look around and see what else you have in your house that you can work into your display. Okay, then of course I had to do the coffee bar area. So I changed up a couple of the mugs that are hanging. This was a stackable set of gingerbread mugs from Home Goods. I think they just look cute. And then I just have a mix of like my other holiday mugs. These are the ones that came from Daily Grace Co. this year. There's a second one. I think it's in the dishwasher. But just, you know, I get gifted these because people know I collect mugs and I love them. So I just save them, keep them on display. And then over here, I just tried to, you know, add a little bit down here. So this guy was a gift once. It had like one of those cookie sets in it, you know, where it has like all of the ingredients for a batch of cookies. We like to grind up our coffee and then put it in there, and you can see I need to grind some more coffee, but then we can just scoop it out from there. This my son helped me make. We went to kind of like a board and brush style design night, and he made this, and I thought it was really sweet. So it's just up on the wall again with those command strips. So no permanent holes, but I really like just how it looks. And then I have my collection of snowmen up here as well. So again, all of these are just things I've had for years and years and years, but I just like kind of grouping together things that are similar to create an impact. So our homeschool space is kind of like our casual gathering area. I mean, not only are we down here for the majority of the day, but this is also where we will come lounge on the couch and watch TV or watch a movie. So I wanted it to be decorated, but I didn't want to like stress about making it look, you know, a certain theme. And I have so much in terms of Christmas decorations. I mean, I've gotten things on my own over the years. I've gotten things from grandparents, from my mom, from my mother-in-law. You know, anytime somebody says, hey, I'm getting rid of this, would you like to take a look? I just add it to my stash and then I kind of pull it out and work it in where I can. So a lot of the things down here didn't really fit in with like the more themed areas that I was doing upstairs, but I still wanted to have them on display. So we do an Advent study as a part of our homeschool during the Christmas season. So this is our DIY Advent wreath. So each week what we will do is we'll light candles to go in it. We just got a wreath form, like a really inexpensive plain green wreath. And then I got some of these like $2 picks from Walmart just to jazz it up. This little set I've had for a long time, and I've got to pop some votive candles in there before we start lighting it. But we had used pillar candles in the past. The problem is that we found that like they would get burned down so low, you know, it was just hard to keep them lit. So I'm just going to throw some battery operated votives in here, and then each week we will light those. There is a random pole in the middle of our homeschool room that it's a weight bearing. So I had this wreath or this garland that I made years ago. I mean, it's just a super cheap, you know, green garland. And then I put all of this mesh and Christmas, like the really inexpensive Christmas balls on it. I mean, I had this used in different ways in different places. And I thought, well, I'm just going to wind it up on here and we will call it good. And again, it's just kept, there's like a command hook up here and then in a couple of spots to help hold it in place. Then over here is our kind of our family ornament Christmas tree. So again, did the ribbons. This one, I found this on clearance at the end of the Christmas season last year. And so I put those on there. I created another bow on the top. And it's just a hodgepodge of ornaments. So again, they don't go with the Santa theme. They didn't go with the snowman theme. They don't go with the woodland theme, but I love them and I wanted them up. Like here's my, I think this is my baby's first ornament that I got from my mom. This is an ornament that I picked out as a child. There's ornaments on here that the kids have picked out over the years. You know, back when we used to go and they'd pick out an ornament every year when they thought that that was the very cool thing to do. I've got, this is actually my baby brother's first baby ornament. So I just love having all of these different ones down here. It's just a fun, kind of a more, you know, the traditional Christmas tree that people might have. And then just a few little things over here. This is my stocking my mom made for me when I was a baby. And so it has to be up on display. A couple little Noel little elves there. And then I will just switch out picture frames for ones that are Christmas. So I like to have a couple of actual Christmas frames, and they've always got the same pictures in them. So I just pack the whole frame away at the end of the season, bring them out, and then I can enjoy those pictures again the following year. So this is our huge bookshelf where we keep all of our books for our homeschool. And up top, I just took another one of these mesh garlands that I had made years ago. So again, it's just huge pieces of mesh on a super cheap garland, tucked that in the back, and then I just put all of the things that I love but just didn't really quite fit in anywhere else up here. I mean, everything from, this is a, this plays music. My grandma got me this when we were in New York, a trip we took, oh gosh, how old was I? 9 or 10, had it ever since. Baby Emma, oh, isn't she cute? Inherited this from my mom. And then things like the kids have made, like my son made me this, I think when he was, let's see, 2012. He would have been 5, so kindergarten, I think. But just things that I want to have out to enjoy. Another one he made me. Aw, wasn't he cute? And yes, there is another tree down here. So this is the one that we put our Advent ornaments on. I don't have it lit because I've got to bring an extension cord over to it. But I have just all different kind of Advent related ornaments on here, or nativity related ornaments. And then there's like a daily ornament that comes with the Daily Grace Co. Advent study. So we will add those onto this tree. And this is another one of those cherished teddy sets. So this is the nativity set. Some little angels. These, I can't even remember where I got these. But they're made from like dried florals or like faux florals. They're super cute. I try to work them in somewhere every year. But I just wanted to kind of group things together you know, because when we are sitting at our table over here doing our Advent study, we can come over and we can hang up the ornament for that day in our Advent study. We can go over and light the Advent wreath candles. And it just kind of reminds us while we're doing our homeschool day, the real reason for the season. And then of course our homeschool table had to get a holiday table runner and a little candle. And then a jar of candy because, you know, sometimes you just need it. So those are all of my inside Christmas decorations for this year. I know some people are gonna look at it and say I'm a little over the top, like how many trees do you really have to have? Whereas others are gonna say, well, that's not that bad. I mean, let me know down in the comments how many trees are up in your house. Do you have like one in every room or just one tree or a bunch of mini trees? Because I think we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We have 6.
But you know, we've really enjoyed the environment we've created in our home. We want the whole place to feel warm and welcoming to anyone who's here as our guest this holiday season, whether that's friends or family. And even when it's just us here in the home, there's just something magical about sitting by the glow of the Christmas tree and enjoying each other's company. So I hope you guys have enjoyed this tour of our Christmas decorations for this year. I hope you all had a wonderful Thanksgiving and a very Merry Christmas. See you in the next video.